No propaganda, no lies, and definitely no BS. You're with Johnny Vedmore on today's News Talk, TNT.
Hello, welcome back to the Johnny Vedmore Show. I'm here with Benjamin Rubinstein, who's answering questions in a way that I quite like to hear because he seems like he knows what he's talking about. So do you think the Americans will ever withdraw their support for Israel?
That's a difficult question. I think it's possible, not at the moment. It's possible, actually, that these college campus protests could continue to further erode support. What really needs to happen is people need to start voting on this issue. This has to be a red line issue for progressive voters. If you flip multiple states, multiple representative seats, local jurisdictions, even city councils, that's how we can create real change in terms of the elected officials abandoning Israel. So I do think it's possible. I don't think we're there yet. I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done, but that work is being actively done. And there is some success happening. One example is Jose Vega in, I believe, the Bronx is challenging Richie Torres. Now, Richie Torres has received hundreds of thousands of dollars from the Zionist lobby, whereas Jose Vega is just a normal working class guy from the Bronx challenging him, and his campaign is picking up steam. So I do think it's absolutely possible. I can't say when, but I have to say, I think Palestine is more likely to be freed through resistance in that part of the world as opposed to, quote, a lack of support among our democracy.
I completely agree with you there. I think it's only the regional powers that standing up that will see any sort of change, and I'll be discussing that in the next hour with a guest I have on as well. So, as a Jewish man, do you think that the weaponization of the term anti-Semitism has significantly decreased the power of what that word really should mean?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I do. I think that the overuse of it, not only the overuse of the term anti-Semitism, but the weaponization of the history of the Holocaust has decreased, has devalued the significance of that event. And in this way, I believe it is anti-Semitic to use sort of someone's Jewish identity in order to justify what's happening in Gaza. Gaza is a concentration camp, formerly a concentration camp, and now it's turned into a death camp. And the parallels between the Holocaust and what's happening in Palestine right now are numerous. For example, the resistance leaders, they're nationalists. They dedicate their lives to fighting for their people, for fighting for a cause they see as just. And really what we're seeing is increased anti-Semitism in a way that is sort of confusing to a lot of people because it tends to come from Zionists themselves who are spouting anti-Semitic rhetoric. I get called things like a capo. And if people don't know what capo means, it's basically the worst thing you can call a Jewish person. Capos were individuals in Nazi death camps who were selected by the Nazis to oversee the other prisoners. Obviously, this was a position which was coerced. If you didn't go along with it, you would be the next one in the gas chamber, as it were. But this is a term that these Zionists fling at anti-Zionist Jews in order to essentially call them traitors. Now, in my mind, I think they're the ones who are the capos. They're the ones who are disgracing the memory of our ancestors by using their memory to justify the mass slaughter of women and children. It's absolutely disgusting.
Talk that matters. Johnny Vedmore on today's News Talk, TNT.